Death Valley Clemson Memorial Stadium. A couple of teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. It's the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Clemson Tigers. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
I caught up with the Hokies head coach before the game. He is so pleased with the way this quarterback is playing. As you know, he was a transfer coming in, and they didn't know what they were getting exactly. But he has become one of the leaders of this team. He has proven that he can carry them. If he keeps playing like this, the sky's the limit. I'll keep you posted on how he's settling in here early to start this game. Back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. That's not what he had in mind, and they'll give up good field position as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Inside, it's Davis. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume. Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Active hands from the defense forcing that incomplete pass.
Just got to wonder, too, guys, if the crowd didn't impact the offense. They're playing on the road on the first 3rd down of this football game. Incomplete. The idea here, I think, just punt it away and see if you can regroup, because this environment is hostile.
And the Hokies will send out the punt unit. Sends his first one of the day on the way, and we didn't see much of him in that victory last week, just called on one time. He gets a block. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Offense in a bunch formation. That was an eyelash away from being picked off, and that is not the way to set the tone with a near pick on your opening drive.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw your primary target like he was on that last one.
Holds and fires complete to the right. What a cut. Now he's loose. Runs through a man. He might have some space. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
And talking to the defensive coaches coming into this game, man, what do they talk about, guys? They talked about tackling. They've got to be good in space, not allow those little plays to turn into big ones. Early in this football game, they miss the mark. They don't tackle well. That's going to be a big thing to watch throughout this football game.
The give to the left. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
you know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. The handoff to Johnson. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers!
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And he capped it off with a 27-yard touchdown run. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Davis. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
4 wide out set, 3 of them to the left on 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. With the catch, it's Davis. He gets across the 25, steered out of bounds at the 26.
I love early in the game getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Coming out, short passes, easy completions. Now we're getting in a good spot.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on 3rd down. They'll try to get the first through the air. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Running wide open down the gut of the field. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Once he got some room, it was over.
That's a nice job by the offense there in their 2nd drive. I know in the opening possession you go 3 and out, you're scratching your head. That didn't obviously go the way you wanted to, but a good job of sort of collecting yourselves, going through the next couple play calls and making sure everybody's back on the same page. We saw this offense, David, on this drive really be in sync and finally find the rhythm.
You got to like the answers, right? Like sometimes you come out, sometimes you're situated and you're ready to rock and roll and it comes out hot. Sometimes it doesn't, but I like the response. Their defense does their job, gets them the football back. They come out, execute. Nice job getting on the scoreboard.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson comes out its offense ready to go on the attack. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Clemson is quick to the line.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because there's
a crease. Picks up the first down. 30. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Tigers. This crowd absolutely loving it as he rolled into the end zone.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. A rather inauspicious start with the kickoff out of bounds and great field position for this offense. Bunch formation for these receivers. Running inside, it's Davis. Stopped after a gain of 3, it'll be 2nd and 7. Guys, let's step back here and chat Virginia Tech. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
The deep thinking brings some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. Reads it, fires complete. Runs through the tackle. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
Well, you're trailing into games. Someone's got to make a play. There's an accurate throw by the quarterback, and when you throw it accurately like that, you give your... An opportunity to advance the ball. Good, strong running. He's able to break a tackle, and that's an explosive play they need now as they're trying to tie this game up.
The Hokies have it with a 1st and 10. He goes right back to the air. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Catch inside the 25. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
And that's a 1st down for the offense.
And the Hokies have their offense in high gear. Defense might bring the house here. Wants to keep it in the air. Caught behind the line. It's Green. Picked up maybe 3 on the play at 2nd and 7.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that 1st down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Got the quick pass. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
That looks like a real simple play by the wide receiver, but give him a ton of credit. That was an excellent route. He never telegraphed that he was breaking to the outside. Kept his eyes downfield, so when he cuts, he's able to get maximum separation from the defender, and that's why that play is successful.
Here's the pressure. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
Timing has got to be so critical when you're trying to throw the ball down close like that. They didn't have great timing on that one.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looks as if he's going to run it. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. The Hokies will hustle to the line. They want to run this quarterback. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
And that is no good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
Timeout called by Clemson. That's their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. Creates a little room. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. He now has 111 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. These offensive scripts on both sides have been masterpieces as they are going up and down the field in the first. He'll take it himself. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. They'll give it to Johnson. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. The run inside. It's Haynes. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down. We've reached a break. Clemson has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. So they were getting up against the play clock, and they don't want the penalty. They'll take the timeout here. They're down to 1 timeout left in the half. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking for a man. It's Denson. Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. Didn't have a lot of room to run after the pick, but he's done his job. They have it at the 44.
And what a great job by the defense that time. Cover 1, man coverage. And did you see how everybody was impressed? When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing. You get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage. You jam them. And it completely disrupts the quarterback and his thought process. And that time, that was a big reason that ball got INT'd.
They'll get him stopped at the 34. He's got 10 yards on that one and a first down.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
I think the quarterback just needs to settle down and take his time. Be confident knowing you can step into these throws. When you step into it, it'll help your accuracy. That throw, throwing it off his back foot, led to the incompletion.
And back to the air on second down. He's picked off and he's thrown a dozen of them. He's stopped, not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Now, guys, when you're talking about Clemson, this is exactly how you want to start conference play. Early in the race for sure, but precisely the type of foundation you need to set.
And this is really the meat on the bone in the schedule, right? A lot of teams have out-of-conference games early in the season, but now is where it matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David, number one on the goal sheet is to win your conference.
And I think it's so hard because of the familiarity. You play these same teams every single year. You know them inside and out. They know your scheme. You know.
Got a little grass. The 40. The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Clemson. Once he got a step, it was all over right to the house. His huge game continues. Third time he's gotten paid earned in this one, and numbers 11, 12, and 13 on the season. And the extra point puts him on top 21-7. Only took 2 plays to find the end zone on that drive, and gashing them on the touchdown run finished it off. And that is not what they were after. Kickoff sails out of bounds, an excellent field position for this offense. Looking downfield, it's Ryan. He's got him.
And I tell you what, when you run those little fellows on the slants, they got to win at the line of scrimmage. Right now, they got to make sure those DBs don't get their hands on them so they can create a little bit of space because they're not as big of a target. Nice job winning right on the line of scrimmage to make the catch.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Misfired on the last play, they'll go back to the air. Under fire. Oh, sticks that big mitt up there and grabs it. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. If the Hokies can keep this up in the passing game, that'll make them touch that Hokie stone with a little more enthusiasm.
Yeah, it'll get them jacked up. It'll get them excited. A lot of times with Virginia Tech, man, we've seen it. It's the defense. It's the special teams. But when they can get that QB throwing the ball down the field and create some balance, it's when they have their best teams.
And the Hokies are rolling down the field. Caught in the backfield, it's Reynolds. Good, solid tackle.
And that's really good defense. That's discipline, man. Understanding, covering top to bottom, but not leaving the running back with a lot of space. They throw that football out to the flats. They break on it right now, give up absolutely no yardage. Nice job seeing it, breaking on it, and making the play.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to fire. He lobs one high down the left side. He'll be stopped at the 6-yard line, but what a job picking up yardage after the catch. The Hokies moving quickly to the line. Going to the run, it's Overton. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to throw. It's Ryan. Looking for the goal line. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Hokies. Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They marched 56 yards to the end zone, and they capped things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Haynes. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Quickly to the tight end. He'll get it up to the 39 before he's run out of bounds, and this offense just patiently, methodically trying to do work.
Man, these plays are really, really simple. They're really easy to run. I like it. Just drop back as a quarterback, see the big fella, wait for him to get open, hit him, get a nice positive gain.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He wants to change this route. Looking to throw on first down. Gets rid of it. Just couldn't quite stay in bounds while making that grab. It's incomplete.
I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? This is a designed run. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Now on the move. It's a fumble. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
And man, sometimes you'll see that with these quarterbacks. They like to run the football, but they don't get hit in practice. So they're not always used to carrying the football and taking hits. Down the field, he made a nice play, but then got hit, gave the football up. That's a big turnover for this defense, and really nice hustle downfield coming to fall on the football.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
This quarterback is living dangerously now. He threw a pick earlier in the game, and he almost threw another one right there. These windows are tight. He's got to be really good with his decision-making.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Ryan. This time on target. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line.
Yeah, and he runs a...
Turning it on. He's brought down, but what a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
That's a first down for the offense.
And the Hokies will have it first and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Davis. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Second down, they'll go to the air. The sweet feet buy a little time. Makes a grab, and he will score! Touchdown, Virginia Tech!
Man, that is picture-perfect execution by this offense. That is how you close a half. Chewing up some time, getting in the end zone, a chance to tie this up and feel really good about yourself going into halftime.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Pulls it, fired complete. He'll get it across the 30-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 32 as this offense is trying to do some work.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
The Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Going long. Goes high to pull it in. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
And what a huge play for the offense. Hitting that throw not only is big for their confidence, but it also flips the field.
So that big play changes the complexion of things. It's first and 10 just outside the 30. Wants to throw it again. Fires to the wideout. Caught on the left side by Wesco. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Clemson jumps to the line. Might be calling a hot route. Clock stops as Virginia Tech calls its first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They've moved to the 16. It's first and 10. On the move. Here's a little room. Got some room. Headed to the goal line. Runs it into the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now? Going into the half with the lead, with the momentum.
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
And he makes the extra point.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To the air, it's Ryan. Going to try to get it himself. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. Virginia Tech wants to take a moment. They call their second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. One more snap coming before halftime. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Going over the top. He can haul it in. Incomplete. They took a shot, but that's how we'll wrap up the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports Desk. We kick things off with Cal taking on the number 19 team, the SMU Mustangs. And it's the home squad looking to come out on top in what has been a high-scoring affair. And I love that neither team fears this moment. Gotta see which defense is able to make a stand. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the ACC.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They open this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Running inside, it's Haynes. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Clemson is quick to the line. The offense changing the play. Little over anxious, out of the stands early, and it's a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Still third down, but more ground to cover after the flag. Whoops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. Just can't lose focus like that. You got to know the snap count. This third down a little longer after that penalty. He's looking downfield to throw. Buys a little time. Forced to just throw it away on third down, and now they face fourth.
Man, that's a big stop on this first drive. That's got to energize this defense. They didn't have a great first half. Let's just call it what it is. They could have done a lot better. But to come out, make some adjustments, get a stop on this first possession, that's a good sign for this defense.
Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he wants it all. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for.
Intercepted by Virginia Tech. And they'll take over 1st and 10.
And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. The defense set them up with a turnover and now to try to cash it in. Pulls it in. It's Brown. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance. He keeps throwing it like this for the Hokies, and the defense will have to sleep with one eye open.
And the defense is going to have to grip those pillows tight because when a QB gets going and spinning it with the ability to run the football too and the diversity of this offense, it can be tough, and the Hokies fans will be excited.
And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
We've seen this offense click and hum, and it's not clicking, and something's a little bit off. And I like the deep shot down the field. At least it was an interception, but they got to find a way in this O to manufacture some first downs and some passing yards because everything's been difficult today.
Back to throw, it's Ryan. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Got some room to run. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Tigers. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Number 38, set to advance on the football.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. Here comes the Hokies offense to start this possession. That last pick six after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
Got enough for the first. Lots of running room. He's at the 40. At the 20. Into the house. Touchdown, Hokies.
Yeah, dude, if I'm a DC, I'm throwing my clipboard. I'm throwing my hands up in the air. What do you want me to do? I mean, this is unbelievable, having a guy this dynamic at the quarterback spot that can take it 50-plus and make it look that easy. You stop it.
And the point after is good. On the run from inside his own 5. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he's stopped right there. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They just saw their lead cut in half, and now they'll try to answer. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss. Clemson jumps to the line.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here.
Might have a chance. Got enough for the first. He's at the 50. At the 30. Past the 10.
talk about hard to stop. Like, so many weapons, so much speed, and then your quarterback is going to go 50-plus. Defensive coordinators, that's why nobody wants to play defense anymore or coach defense. You want to be on the offensive side of the football because otherwise you got to defend weapons like these that are just weapons of mass destruction.
He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. That drive took no time at all. Couple of plays and finished it with the long run for the touchdown. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Virginia Tech opens this drive as the offense looks ready to go. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on third down. Back to throw, it's Ryan. Right on the money. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the first down. Offense trying to catch them napping. Looks as if they'll go for it on fourth down. Quarterback keeps it. Can't get him to the ground. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
Yeah, and down by 2 scores, and I guess you get to the point where you got to say, I'm going to go for it. We got to be aggressive. We got to make this happen. They tried to make it happen. The defense comes up big. Now, it is not looking good.
They're going to run it to the right. Maybe a crease. Inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 19 on the big run.
This guy's been so much fun to watch all year long. Every single week, he's making defenders look silly trying to tackle him with that last play. Now over 1,000 yards rushing on the season.
Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. Wants to adjust the pattern. From the red zone, it's Haynes. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
A lot of times with these RPOs, you see linebackers so slow, they don't want to mess up. Not on this one. Watch the defense attack downhill, go get the running back, get a tackle for a loss.
To the air on 2nd down. Looking down the middle. He almost had the pick, and that could have given them a boost. Instead, it'll be 3rd down.
And this offense has done a good job coming out the gate strong. They've been really, really good. This is the type of play, man, you can give momentum back to the defense, swing it back to the other side if you're not careful with the football.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive. Clemson is quick to the line. They'll try to get it in with the run. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, you saw him there, shot out of a cannon. He came off the edge using his speed, able to get that TFL.
And usually known for covering, but you got to understand circumstances, right? Like the red zone situations, I got to be able to come out of that defensive backfield and play the run game, and he did quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
Defense becomes even more heightened in this area of the field. You get the short yardage situations, the goal-to-go situations. I got to be dialed in. That's 2 big stops in a row by this defense, forcing a 3rd and goal, putting some pressure now on this offense.
Now 3rd and goal and tough yardage to cover here. To the air, it's Denson. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. From the left hash, this one shouldn't be too much trouble. Splits the uprights, good. And they'll push that one down a little further.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
On the move from inside his 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you could tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Things aren't going to get better for this offense, guys, until their quarterback becomes more accurate. Obviously, that was the problem the last game out. Completed less than 50% of his passes there, and he's doing it again here. You just can't score points if you're not completing throws.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
And that's a big shot, and that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative.
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. Wide receiver going in motion. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Fires to the wideout. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Scanning the field, it's Ryan. That pass is incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Final play of the quarter coming. On the move. And he was able to push forward for a solid gain as the clock strikes 0 here in the 3rd. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught. There he goes. He finally goes out of bounds after the explosive play, but now the question is, did the official see something to bring it back? The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Looking downfield on first down. Just a little off. Incomplete.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
Back to pass on second down. Going for it all. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game, so they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. One touchdown pass. That's a little bit...
Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. On fourth down, going to the air. Throws to the wideout. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. First and goal, and this feels like their chance to give them a finish. Using his feet. Tough to run it this deep in the red zone, and he found nothing at all that time. The Hokies in the hurry-up. Back to throw, it's Ryan. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
That's a phenomenal job getting after the quarterback and getting a hit on him to affect his accuracy, because if they didn't get the pressure, that was going to be a touchdown. He had a guy wide open in the end zone. That was a golden opportunity, but the defense comes up big.
And they'll try to bite a chunk out of this lead on third and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
A fourth quarter field goal down by this much, that's a lot like putting a lipstick on the proverbial pig. Doesn't do much to change the looks. Got to score the touchdown on fourth and goal. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. Now, the offense is still out there. They're taking a gamble here. They could come up empty by passing on the field goal here on fourth down. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. Not much of a decision to make there. The defense will move them back. Trailing in the fourth quarter, you'll take any help you can get. Still fourth and goal, but a little closer to the end zone. To the air, it's Ryan. He's got it in the end zone! Touchdown, Virginia Tech!
really nice job working the route, getting himself open, and he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. They held the ball for 15 plays on that touchdown drive. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, breaks into the open, delivers the stiff arm. He gets it all the way up to the 42-yard line, and that's why you have confidence to keep it on the ground in that situation.
And this offense has really done a nice job on the ground. Like, the ground game has been solid, man. Nice job opening holes, running the football. They've been consistent with the run. And as this game creeps along, right, if they can continue to do this with the lead, this is going to be a game that they're going to have in hand.
They'll send the back in motion. Find some prep. Could be an alley. The 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Tigers. Rolled into the end zone, and this crowd was eating it up. They extend this fourth-quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth.
Number 38 set to kick off.
And he'll bring it back. And the ball's free, deep in his own territory. They recover their own fumble. Somehow, who knows how they got that thing back.
That's a breathing a sigh of relief for sure. Kick returner tries to take it out, puts it on the ground, but how about the offense getting back on it, turning what could have been a really bad play into, thank goodness I got the ball again.
And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. To throw, it's Ryan. What a complete disaster. What a terrible decision to run that far backwards and take the safety. They'll boot it away from their own 20 after taking the safety. Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Using his legs, it's Davidson. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Gets the back moving. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
This defense really does a nice job playing with their eyes and pursuing the ball. They took away all of the quarterback's options down the field. When he finally checked it down, they rallied to him, made the tackle, now setting up 4th.
Clemson looking to convert on 4th down.
Eagle, check, Eagle. Got him, hey, got him.
Quarterback making adjustments.
Brush. Splinter Roman, iron. Blue idiot.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Fires left. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned.
I'll tell you, man, analytics in college football now are changing the way coaches think about down and distances. And listen, I know there are probably some metrics out there that say you should go for it in that situation because the percentages are telling you you got a good shot at keeping the football and keeping possession. That time, though, they're not able to come up with it. And they've now given up the football with their backs to the wall. The defense now is going to have to dig them out of this hole.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Expect some pressure coming from the blitz. He wants it all. Touchdown, Hokies. Middle of the end zone, he's got it.
We're in the second half of this game. You're trailing, David. No surprise there. You got to throw the ball to the guys that are making plays for you. He had already had a touchdown catch. That's number 2 now. And if they're going to get back in this game, they got to keep throwing him the ball.
Amen. I mean, keep finding him. He keeps making plays, keeps catching the football. And listen, when you find that matchup outside that works, that you can depend on, I don't blame quarterbacks for going back to them time and time again.
They'll move the wide receiver. Looking to pass. It's Ryan. The throw to the outside is complete. Crosses the goal line for the 2-point conversion, and it's an 11-point game. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Send out the offense to go to work. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. They'll keep it on the ground. Creates a little space. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a 1st down.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Finding some room. They make the stop, and they had to work for it. A nice little juke, and he'll have 7 on that one.
No doubt the offense at this point of the game with the lead late, they're going to try and run the football, and they're going to try and bleed the clock. They need all ball carriers to stay in bounds to keep this clock ticking, just like that guy did there.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Haynes. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pressure right now on this down if you're on offense because your last two plays have gone nowhere. You know the defense just needs to get the football back to give their team an opportunity to go win the game, so you're probably going to have to throw to get this first down. A lot of pressure here on the quarterback, Dave.
Yeah, and how I throw, I think, is important. This is a time where I love moving my quarterback outside the pocket, making it an easy throw, or let him run the football, and if he doesn't get it, the clock still ticks. It's still my friend.
He was fighting his way toward those sticks, but they'll stop him a couple of yards short.
And, man, it's a big decision for this offense. Like, having the lead, does that change your mind? Are you less aggressive, or do you go for the gusto? Do you try to finish this thing off yourself by getting the first down, continuing to possess the ball here?
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
I mean, how about it, guys, right? I mean, we're up here in the booth. We can't believe they decided to go for it on fourth down with the lead. We thought maybe, okay, he's just going to come up and try and draw him off sides and get a cheap one and get a cheap first down. But no, this coaching staff, they decided to go out and not just go for it, throw for the first down, and they get it. I guess that explains why they're down there on the sidelines and we're up here in the booth.
And this offense has obviously had success, but, man, they haven't done it on the ground. And late in this football game with the lead, love to see if they can do what they just did. Establish the ground game, let that clock tick.
Quarterback making checks. Wants to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got a man. It's Brown. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. And the Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Firing toward the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! They extend this fourth quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
Why not double the try total and go for 2? Back to pass, it's Denson. Flips it out in the flat. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as they extend the lead. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. And he takes this from inside the 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. To the air on first down. Down he goes. Can't get the throw off, and that's going to do it.